Hello, everybody. Good evening. It is Taff, and there we go. Ledley, new topic of conversation. Labs was the first one in. Hi, Ipswich lost again. What's going on with Ipswich? They start the season so well. Sausage fingers when you're starting. Starting now, bro. Starting now. So, right then, the chant we sang yesterday was nearly as AIDS as Taff. Right, what chant was that? And why am I AIDS? Tell me. Evening, labs. How are you, mate? So, what's going on, everybody? Loads to talk about tonight. I'm on my lonesome, unfortunately. Nobody could make it tonight to come and uh, chat with me and you guys, but hopefully next week we'll have maybe two people. What do we think of rugby? Love that. Love that. That was absolutely excellent. That was fair play. Really enjoyed that chant. Really enjoyed it. Evening, looking forward for my programme. Yes, Matthew. Have you sent us your address yet on Twitter? We're going to get you sorted out on that one, mate. We'll get you sorted out. So, Kane Harrison, I can't read, I can't write, but that don't really matter. I'm a Newport County fan and I can drive a tractor. You trying to insinuate that there's uh, lots of farms around Newport? No, 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 no. It's the other side of the water. It's the Bristol lot and all the carrot crunchers around that side of the water. That's who you should be aiming that chant at. Come on, the porter's in. How's it going? Matthew Marsden. Yes, you have. Right. If you've sent it, then we'll sort you out. What was the reason behind the rugby chant? I personally, I think it was just to trigger some rugby fans, and it seems as though we may have done that. Ollie Graham is in sausage fingers ups on that person Leeds flag. Funny as fuck. Getting their Arsenal. Very unconvincing win though, yeah. Ollie Graham at the Angels. What a win yesterday. So, Tonbridge Angels, did they win, did they? Oh, well, there we go. Thoughts on the triggered Bradford boss? That was Stuart McCall, and I thought it was extremely funny, and I very, very much enjoyed it. Let me just readjust this tripod a minute, because it's cutting me out a bit at the moment. There we go. I know, mate, I'm joking. Okay, that's good. Ollie Graham, who else was talking? Yeah, XR's TV. What do you think of the County game yesterday? It was excellent. Excellent. On the boat, got my signed shirt, thanks. Happy days, mate. Leeds, says Marcus May. Oh my, that Bradford coach. Yep. Stuart McCall, I never realised he was so salty. What do you think of Maidstone United? Sam, oh, well, they're just having a little bit of a talk amongst themselves. I'll leave you guys to it. Neil Wilmot is in. How's it going, Neil? I'm doing well, thank you, mate. How are you? Robbie had a good game yesterday. Fair play to him. And no, he always has a good game. I'm always a big fan of the way Robbie plays. I mean, not everybody has a great game every single game, but I say Robbie was always been one of our more consistent performers. You know what you're going to get with him. He is going to work hard. He is going to do his best, and he's going to put a banging ball into the box. So if you do get the chance to speak to Robbie, tell him I said well done for yesterday. Great game. Right then, so Sam G and Ollie Graham are talking about Tonbridge Angels and Hungerford. Said we could talk anything that we want on you. So, Aziz the Disease scored yesterday. That's a bit rough, really, isn't it, to call him a disease? But, I know he didn't really play overly well for us, but at the same time, if he could do it in the division below, who's to say that he can't do it for us one day? You never know. So Neil Wilmot thinks it'll do their confidence the world of good. Absolutely. I was glad Innes got his goal, to be honest with you. I really felt for him after missing that penalty, especially when people came down on him for apparently having a smirk on his face. I watched that back. It was a cringe. He cringed for him. He cringed over his missed penalty. That's what I'm trying to say. He absolutely cringed. He was doing a cringe look. I mean, for God's sake, just get a grip, people just out to get our players, our own fans, for fuck's sake. Who should start at right wing back, Wilmot or Jeffries? Definitely Wilmot, if he's fit. But personally, I'd like to see him in a more advanced wing position. But while we've got no right back or right wing back fit at the moment, Robbie's got to cover that area. because he's the best man left for the job. It's good to have Jeffries back because he is covered to Robbie then. In the way we've been getting injuries lately, we need that backup, obviously. And this, what a way to come back. Yeah, absolutely. So Milo Ainsworth, there's a going, mate. Sam G needed that win yesterday. Hopefully we can get top 7 now. I can't see it being as straightforward as last season getting the top 7, although it wasn't straightforward last season. I just can't see us doing it, to be honest with you guys. Where the fuck is this yawning coming from? I don't know. Taff replied to my Insta DM, no problem, mate. I'll have a look afterwards. I don't spend an awful lot of time on Instagram, as you probably have noticed. Ollie Graham, VAR is ruining football. VAR's not ruining football. It's the rules. The rules and the people using the technology. That's what's ruining it. Because VAR is there to help them make a better decision. If they're not making a better decision, they're not using it right. Because it's there right in front of them for them to just review a replay anytime they want. The referee on the pitch themselves can do it, but for some reason the Premier League refs, they shy away from it. I don't get it. Only saying that because his family is in here, says Sausage Fingers. No, I say that about Robbie anyway. And I'm one of the few that has actually had the opportunity to see Robbie in 2 different spells at Newport County whilst playing under Justin Edinburgh, and then in the latter Jimmy Dag before Butcher came in and butchered the team. I don't know where the audience coming from, guys. I really don't. You think this, I get nervous about doing this as well. You think, I wouldn't yawn if I'm nervous. I get nervous doing this, and for some reason, when I get into it, I fucking start yawning. I don't know why. Yeah, like I was saying about Robbie, I seen Robbie play and I rated him then, and I knew with him coming back, we were still getting a good player, and I was proved right. Absolutely. Excel's TV, Amando Jammer. Ooh, that's a tough one. I say for the sheer amount of goals, you've got to go with Podge. But I think Jammer, being as he hasn't actually scored any goals lately, I think he's been brilliant. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Don't know why I keep doing it. You know what? I must say some of the lads get too much abuse by our own fans. 100%. I mean, it doesn't do any good. People get upset when we lose games of football, of course, and they're always going to. No one's happy with losing a game of football. But do you honestly think taking it out on the players that play for you is going to be the way to do it? Do you honestly think that slagging someone off is going to get better out of them the week after? A bit of encouragement, maybe. But I'm sick of having to repeat myself on this all the time, though. Ahmed hasn't been great recently. All players have bad spells. I wouldn't go thinking that that's Ahmed and that's him and he's a spent force or anything like that. All players have bad spells. It is so underrated for me, class defender. Not the best distribution, but always solid. Hate the agenda against him. There's an agenda against every county player, though, from county fans, and it really, really grips my shit, if I'm being honest. There we go. What a win for Tyson Fury. Yeah, absolutely. To be honest with you, I didn't see it coming. I didn't stay up for the fight or anything like that. I was tucked away in bed, and when I woke up, I looked on Google to see who'd won. And then when they said that Tyson won, it was great, but I wasn't expecting it, if I'm being perfectly honest. But no, good for him, definitely. Breathing a lot of ridiculed for one mistake. That's the thing, yeah. You make one little mistake and everybody's on your back, it's crazy. Who would want to play for Newport County at the moment, honestly? Ollie Graham, F VAR. So I guess you mean to say fuck VAR. Mate, VAR is VAR. VAR is there to make everything better. That's basically it. All there is to it. VAR is there to make everything better. Simple as. It's not being used right. That's the problem. It's not being used right, and you've got to think about it. Handball, offside are the 2 most contestable VAR decisions being made at the moment. For me, the offside rule needs a revamp, which is the Arsene Wenger proposal, which I think will be a good thing for next season. And of course, you've got your handball rule. There needs to be something clear and concise about handball and what constitutes handball. So as soon as they can work that out, VAR will be a success. I still stand by it. I'm one of the very few that still has faith in it, but it's been brought in for a particular reason. And the whole point of VAR is clear and obvious errors. They've been using it for everything. It's the people using it, it's not VAR itself. VAR is for clear and obvious errors. And there's too many decisions being overturned when they're not clear and obvious errors. So I think they need to start working that out. Salford fans and Man United fans, I can't get a ticket for Man U. In which case, I can imagine that the Salford fans will start flocking away back to Man United, because I'm sure plenty of them will decide that they can't be bothered going there anymore with the way that they've been playing. Although, good win today, though, a nice 3-0. Their new player getting off the mark with a goal, Fernandez. So, yeah, they'll be happy. EW Labs, yes, Nick. Oh, okay. Talking amongst yourselves, there we go. Matthew Marsden, I watched your first ever Taff live earlier. Bloody hell, I can remember the first time I ever did one, I did it as kind of a tester, just to see what kind of, how it actually worked. Because I've seen the YouTube app had the opportunity to go live, and I just wanted to see what it was all about. And it seemed that it was nice and easy to use, and it's basically the same now. So no, I'm really glad that it's working well. So what was it Nick said again then? Nick Muller, Salford fans, yes, absolutely, yeah. What was your opinions on the Lo Celso and both of Bournemouth goals being disallowed, and no handball on De Bruyne? The no handball on De Bruyne, I think, was the right call. I think the Lo Celso red card was the wrong call, and they admitted it afterwards, human error. But the thing is, the whole point of VAR is to take human error out, so they can't use human error as an excuse. Personally, I just think the people, I don't know whether the referees are against VAR and they're trying to sabotage it, maybe, but something's not quite right about that. And both Bournemouth goals being disallowed, if I'm being honest, I haven't actually seen that yet, so that's something I'm going to have a little look at. Do you think West Ham are going down? Don't know. They're not going to get anything out of tomorrow, I don't think. But let's see if there's a resurgence in it for them, because there's still a lot of football to be played. I know they got some tough games coming up, but they've still got a lot of good. There's a lot of games left to be played. I don't think you can't count West Ham out of it right away. I think Jam has been good the last 2 games. Looked knackered before his rest at Mansfield. Every player needs a rest from time to time. That goes without saying. I think with Dale Gorman, I think he looks really good. He really is able to ping a ball across the pitch. He's good at spotting a pass, and he can get the ball to them. I think he's probably very underrated by the Leyton Orient supporters and management there. So yeah, I'm glad we've got him, to be honest with you. Of the 2 same division loans, 3 same division loans, Dale Gorman is up there with Otis Khan for me. Unfortunately, Billy Waters haven't really done enough for me to think, I like him. He looks a bit sloppy when I've seen him play, the last couple of times. So, yeah, I'm all up for giving people a chance, of course, absolutely, 100%. But as it stands, Billy just ain't doing it for me. Neil Wilmot, I sat in the crowd a week back and a guy had a real verbal attack at Robbie. What do they think it does to their game? It does nothing good. Does nothing good. And Robbie, the poor fella, he is an absolute scapegoat for some of these arseholes. And people say they don't rate him. It's like, well, what is it about his game do you not rate? The fact that he can put a good ball into the box, the fact that he can dribble, the fact that he can link up well with the centre mids and get himself out wide, the fact that he can score goals when he's given the chance. What is it you don't rate about Robbie? EW Labs. Only player I don't see getting anything is Sheehan, but that's because he's always class, to be fair. Sheehan is absolutely top draw, but there's something still missing in him with regards to how he was for us when he was on loan to us from Swansea. There's something not quite right about him, because he was scoring amazing goals. He was making amazing passes, dribbling a lot better. I'm not saying he's not doing well now. I'm saying that there's another stage of Josh Sheehan to come, and I can't wait to see it. Charlie Young, all gone quiet on Ledley. It's because he's joining an Australian team, Newcastle Jets, who Carl Robinson, ex-Welsh international, is actually the manager of them. Do you go to every single Newport game, home or away? I go to as many as I can go to. I never really miss a home game unless I'm ill, and the only other exception was for my wedding day. And then for the away games, it's down to a mixture of money. Again, if I'm not feeling too well, if I've had a bit of a long week, and I'll decide to not go if it's like a crappy away trip to somewhere like Colchester or Morecambe, somewhere that's really far to get to. Carlisle, Grimsby. I don't really do Tuesday games because of work and all that kind of stuff. So, I go to as many as I can go to. Ollie Graham going down. Are we talking West Ham there? So Ledley gone to Australia. Yep, Labardi is inconsistent. He has been this season. I think it's unfair to say he's always inconsistent. The only consistency you've had from him in the past, really, is the injuries, and you can't blame him for that. So I wouldn't say that he's an inconsistent player. I'd say he is a human being, and at the end of the day, people aren't always going to be able to play like a machine for you. You know what I mean? So where are we now? Should they stop VAR? Nope. VAR, they need to develop it. So live Liverpool. I know a lot of people are saying that, but Liverpool have been done over by VAR just as often as any other team. To be honest with you, if anybody feels hard done by with VAR, Liverpool have just been done just as often, in my opinion. I mean, the only game of the season that they haven't won in the Premier League, they got VAR'd off in that one. So anyone who says that Liverpool are getting the better of VAR or whatever, just because Man City have had a couple of bad VAR decisions against them, is absolutely freaking deluded as far as I'm concerned. Robbie's been class since his injury. Haven't put a foot wrong since he's come back, to be fair. Has spells of inconsistency, but it's been one of our better players this season, I reckon. All of them have had spells of inconsistency this season, to be fair. All of them have. Taff, you're going to have more subs than the Newport channel soon. Yeah, and that's all down to Rob Taylor and his Conquered All the Chippies video. Fair play to him. But we got a couple of corkers on this channel, to be honest with you. We really have got some good ones. So Bradford manager, brilliant. It was good, mind you, wasn't it? It was a good laugh. Thoughts on Innes? I thought he was brilliant yesterday again. Ollie's on YouTube. Do you want VAR to stop and change Liverpool's name to Liverpool? No, on both accounts. Senior personal channels Taff Live, which is like 5 to 6 years old. My personal channel. Are you talking about my Chris Silverthorne channel? Because if so, that is old. Sam G, definitely some teams get more benefits from VAR than others. No, I think it's an even playing field with VAR. That's why I'm not against it personally. I mean, there doesn't seem to be anybody that's getting the bad side of it, more than anybody else. So, Nick Muller prefers human error to VAR. Well, that's the thing. If VAR's used right, it takes the human error out of the game, and that way the games are fairer. So VAR's just got to get used right. Thoughts on Troy Deeney's goal being ruled out? Personally, think it wasn't a handball. He should have been drawing. To be honest with you, I was too busy taking your programme to you and Luke Lewis's shirt to him to watch any of the games this afternoon. Or I did catch the Arsenal game and thought Arsenal were, I wouldn't say lucky. I'd just say that it was a fortunate win because Everton, for me, were the better team across the course of the game. Will Newport get promoted? Probably not. Would you rather never watch county again or wear a Cardiff shirt to 10 county games in a row? I'd rather wear a Cardiff shirt to 10 county games in a row than never watch county again, because I could not contemplate the thought of never watching county again. I'd do anything to prevent something like that from happening. what a fight last night with Fury and Wilder. I can't say I've seen the fight. I've seen a YouTube video with the highlights on it, but it looks like Fury got the better of him throughout the fight. So TB or T Blatcher is that how we're calling it now? Do you guys know a Premier League footballer? Because one player's son is my best friend. So who's that then, my mate? Who's that? I don't even celebrate much with VAR in the World Cup. Oh, right, okay. I know it's difficult to celebrate, but once they get it right, it'll put everything back to normal. It's one of the most energetic I think we've been all season yesterday, even though we had the least amount of rest. Yeah, probably, yeah. I thought, we did look good. We did look up for it. Fair play to them. Actually, Sheehan leaving, we don't improve. Too good for this division for me. I wouldn't say so. I mean, there's another level of Sheehan to come, I think. So, yeah, I think we just got to wait to see. T Blatcher thinks Sheehan will 100% leave. I don't know. I don't think, it's that kind of. How do we put it? Personally, I don't think Sheehan is quite up to the level to jump up the League One just yet. It's in him. It's definitely in him. Like I said, there's another level of Sheehan to come. So hopefully we get to see it and we do make some good money on him. So Mitchell Jenkins thinks Grimsby on Tuesday is a must-win. I think if we do want to finish in the playoffs, we have to consider every single game for the rest of the season a must-win. Just to make sure we can get over that line. Although we're not going to win every single game for the rest of the season. It's not going to happen. But, yeah, to be honest with you, we have to treat every game as a must-win if we do want to get over the line and get into the playoffs. Elliot H is in, evening. Kearney, first time by the drum against Bradford. Brilliant, not one person picks you out of the crowd. Good man, glad you enjoyed it, mate. Chelsea versus Millwall on Thursday. That would be a good one, wouldn't it? Who's coming up from National League? It looks a lot like Barrow at the moment, doesn't it? Darryl Janmaat, Dutch National. Right, okay. Colin Simmons is in. How's it going, mate? Have you checked out our Stuart McCall video yet? Back to school tomorrow. School or work? Definitely work. School was boring just sitting there. School was boring just sitting there, just listening to a teacher talk shite at you for hours on end. Rather be out there making a buck, Sky coverage of our semi-final was biased. I found it biased because they were just edging for the Salford win. It was difficult to watch it back, to be honest with you, but they were edging for the Salford win. That's what they all wanted. Anyway, guys, we've hit the 20-minute mark. Well, we did that 3 minutes ago, in fact. It's trivia time. Who's ready for some trivia? Unfortunately, there's no giveaway because you guys have cleaned me out. I'm not saying I don't have any merchandise at all, but I've got nothing new. I've got nothing that I can put together which is worth giving out or anything like that. So now you're just going to play for personal pride, I think. Neil Wilmot thinks we need a sub-keeper for the rest of the season. Well, if Nick Townsend is out for the rest of the season, then yeah, you're right. We definitely do. Evening, Paul. How's it going, mate? So, guys, plenty of you got questions. We'll get to that. But we go through my ones first. And then, I'll tell you what, we will have Labs, Sam G, and Matthew so far to ask questions later on. I'm hoping I'm going to be on a good bit of form later, so I'm definitely determined to do your questions over, guys. But my one's first. Right then, so question number 1. Okay, now, Matthew, dropping a tenner in. What a legend. Good man. Thank you, Matthew. That's absolutely brilliant, mate. Thank you very much. You can definitely ask a question in that case. Only 7 likes before we kick into this trivia. Only 7 likes, guys. Everybody get the likes, so get the thumbs up going. Let's get into double figures on that by the time I've asked the first question. Right, so question number 1. In Premier League history, which player reached the landmark of 50 goals in the fewest amount of games? So, in Premier League history, which player reached the landmark of 50 goals in the fewest amount of games? So what do you reckon then, guys? Who knows that? Oh, Richard Pearce is in, and it's quite like him to get the question right. Well done. So Labs reckons it was Ronaldo. Elliot reckons it was Drogba. Matthew Marsden says Aguero. Labs also says Suarez, but Richard Pierce comes in. Boom. Andy Cole, it is. It is Andy Cole. And who knows which teams he played for to score those first 50 goals? Who knows? Do you know which team it was? Well, there was two of them. There was two teams he played for when he scored those 50 goals. So who were they? I'm expecting Richard to know this, and he does. Sam G and Paul Dixon also got one of the answers right each, but Richard, Newcastle, Man United. Labs and Matthew, you've got some competition tonight to be the best in the trivia. Question number 2 then, everybody. In 2017, 5 non-English players won the Premier League Player of the Month award. Name them. So 2017/18, I mean. So in 2017-18, 5 non-English players won the Premier League Player of the Month award. Name them. 5 non-English. So David Silva is incorrect. Quite surprised at that, Richard. David Silva is incorrect. So 5 non-English players who won the Premier League Player of the Month award. So Sergio Aguero was incorrect. Surprising, but incorrect still. De Bruyne was incorrect as well. Drogba is incorrect. There's a bit after Drogba's time, Paul, that one. 2017-18. So Pogba's incorrect. So Elliot H was only 2, so I don't know. What, in 2017? 2017. Christian Eriksen's not a bad shape, but it's incorrect. Company's incorrect as well. Exiles TV's got 1. Salah. Sam G has got another 2. Mane and Son. I thought you said 2005. Oh, no, not 2005. No, it's 2017. Johnny Evans for Leicester is not correct. Mahrez is not correct. Neither is Ozil. So far we've got Mane, Salah and Son. There's 2 more. Lukaku is correct. Well done, Labs. There's 1 more. So we already had Mane. So there we go. Labs has got the last one. It's Sané. So good Googling there. Labs, well done, mate. So Firmino and Suarez were incorrect. So there we go. Romelu Lukaku, Son Heung-min, Sadio Mane, Leroy Sané and Mo Salah were the 5 non-English players to win the Premier League Player of the Month in 2017. So there we go. That's that one, yeah. Googling was great there, guys. It was excellent. Question number 3. Who's ready for question number 3 then? Right, so as of March 2014, which non-Irish or British manager has managed the most amount of different Premier League clubs? So I believe this record is still intact, although there are a couple out there who would have equalled it by now. Yeah, so as of March 2014, which non-Irish British manager has managed the most amount of different Premier League clubs? So remember, it's non-British or Irish. So Jose, it wasn't him in 2014, although he has equalled the record now. He's equalled the record now, but up until 2014 it was held. It's still held now. I'm sure it's still held now, but there we go. Labs has got it. It's Avram Grant. So there we go. It's Avram Grant. So which clubs has Avram Grant managed? Which clubs? One of them should be pretty easy. One of them should be pretty easy. Avram Grant, Millwall legend. Is that because he fucked West Ham up so much? So Chelsea's correct, Portsmouth is correct, and I think I just gave you the one, didn't I? I just gave you the one. And I think Richard Pierce knows it. Go on, Rich, do the honours for us, mate, before we move on to the tough question number 4. So Elliot H. Orient, oh no, there we go, the Hammers, yep, West Ham. West Ham, Chelsea, and Portsmouth. So he's the only non-English. Well, he's the first non-English or British manager, non-Irish or British manager, to manage the most different Premier League clubs, basically. So there we go. That's question number 3 over and done with. One more, and then it's over to you guys. Question number 4. So this is a who am I? During my career, I won 37 international caps, scoring 3 goals. I won the Champions League twice, along with the FA Cup and League Cup. Who am I? So I'll go through that again. Oh, Dan Short is in. How's it going, Dan? You right? How did Pool get on this weekend? During my career, I won 37 international caps, scoring 3 goals. I won the Champions League twice, along with the FA Cup and League Cup. Who am I? So Paul Dixon says, McCall took a battering off the County faithful yesterday. He absolutely did, didn't he? So there we go. So for question number 4. So Elliot says Wes Brown, that's incorrect. Owen Hargreaves says, Paul Dixon says Owen Hargreaves, that's incorrect. CR7 is incorrect. So it's not Cristiano Ronaldo. So Poole had a bad day yesterday, lost the second bottom club, unlucky. See if they can make it right next week. Oh, fucking hell, labs. There's always one who just jumps out to become the star of it all. McManaman. That's exactly it. Here we go. So who did he win the Champions League with? He won 2 Champions Leagues. Who did he win his Champions League medals with? Who knows? So got to be a United player, surely. Nope. It was Steve McManaman. Who did he win his Champions Leagues with? Real Madrid, of course he did. Who did he win his FA Cup with? And who did he win his League Cup with? As well. Liverpool. Is that for the FA Cup and League Cup? Who remembers what years they were in, though? The FA Cup and League Cup. Who remembers the years that they were in? So, so he didn't win. He didn't win the Champions League with Liverpool. No, he left well before Liverpool won the Champions League. He ended up winning both the Champions Leagues with Real Madrid. He left Liverpool in '99, I believe. 1999 on one of the most high-profile Bosman rulings of all time, I'd say. So, what is my life? Is asked if they can ask a question. Yes. So, all with Liverpool, 92 and 95. There we go. Well done, Richard. There it is. So, Steve McManaman won the FA Cup in '92, beating Sunderland in the final with Liverpool. Beat Bolton in the final in 1995 for the League Cup. And then he won the Champions League twice with Real Madrid. We got Met Police and Hayes next. Oh, bloody hell. Merthyr soon. Bloody hell, there we go. Are you going to Merthyr away? Right then. So that's my questions done. I got absolutely smashed by Richard Pearce and by Labs, of course. So, Labs, want to do the honours and ask the first? Then I believe it was Sam G, then Matthew Marsden, and then What Is My Life? So we got 4 people doing questions at the moment. XL's TV, can I ask a question? You absolutely can. You can be the 5th and final. So Dan Short, yes, home and away. Well, if you're going to come to a pool game against Merthyr, if it ever falls on a weekend when County are not playing on the same day, you should come to a County game. You absolutely should. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Orient are going up next year. So Orient are going to get relegated and come back up in the League 2. Is that what you're saying? No, it's not going to happen, is it? But I tell you what, the way Tranmere went about it last season, wouldn't be surprised if Orient did, mind you. Wouldn't be surprised at all. But anyway, waiting for Labs with his question, but then Sam G, get yourself ready with yours. And then right, who else we got? So we got Sam G, then it's Matthew, then it's I'm trying to find the name of the person who wants to ask. Right, What Is My Life? I got a funny feeling about that one. And then we've also got Exiles TV, so that's our 5. Yeah, so that Ruel player, I mean, he was awesome. He was when you guys played against us. Going to North Wales in May, says Dan Shaw. Bloody hell, who you playing there then? Or are you going there on holiday? Confidence is on the up after yesterday's game, says Paul Dixon. Absolutely. And it also says that Innes was outstanding. Colin Simmons, why do some people cheat by Googling? Because they can, basically. Right. Yeah, I've seen him. He looks a real prospect. Yeah, he does look good, mind you. That guy, Ruel Sartorio. Is it Sartorio? I'm not sure. So I've been a teammate of Jack Grealish, Fabio Barino, Pedro Ferreira, Idrissa Gana Gay, and Andrei Shevchenko. Who am I? So Fabio Barini, Pedro Ferreira, and Andrei Shevchenko. I'm saying there's a Chelsea connection. And Jack Grealish has only really been at Villa unless there's an English connection. And Idrissa Gana Gay. Labs. Are you going to stump me? I think I know what it might be. Well then, Labs, I'm going to go with Joe Cole. Joe Cole. Am I right? Joe Cole. Haha, get in there. I didn't think I was going to get that right then, to be honest with you, after I'd said it. He hasn't played with Grealish, though. Didn't Joe Cole play at Villa for a little bit? Didn't he? He did, I'm sure. He played at Villa for a little bit. I'm sure he did. Sure, Joe Cole played at Villa for a little bit. And then it was after that then when he got released, I believe he went to Coventry, didn't he? I think he probably because he was living in the area maybe. But I'm sure Joe Cole went to Villa at some point. That's what made me, there we go, 15-16 season. Right then. That was what made me think of the Grealish to Chelsea connection. Then America. Yeah, there we go. So I'm glad I got that one right. I'm off to a good start. I'm hoping to finish well tonight. Basically, I gotta wait for Sam G now. Come on, Sam. I'm determined to make sure I don't let any slip past me. So, Sam, have your question ready. Matthew, you're coming up straight after Sam. So be on the ready yourself, mate. Oh, I make a banging cup of tea, fair play. I'm awesome. Well, Leanne makes a decent cup. Avenge me, Matthew, stump him. Taff, you're being very boring, says Alex Matthews. Right, okay then. Fair play. Can't say more than that. Who are you anyway? Right, Sam G, here we go. I played with Brazilian Ronaldo, Angel Di Maria, Andreas Iniesta, and David Luiz. Who am I? Angel Di Maria. Brazilian Ronaldo, Angel Di Maria, Andreas Iniesta, and David Luiz. Oh, Sam. Why? Brazilian Ronaldo. Where will you play with Brazilian Ronaldo? Andreas Iniesta. He'll either be Spanish or has only played at Barcelona. No, sorry, no, he's either Spanish or has played at Barcelona, because Iniesta has only played at Barcelona. David Luiz has been at Benfica. David Luiz and Di Maria were both at Benfica at the same time. Brazilian Ronaldo. Shit. So that's Goofy Ronaldo, isn't it? Gap tooth. So I think now. So he's played at Real Madrid. Brazilian Ronaldo's played at Real Madrid. He's also played at Inter Milan, PSV, Barcelona. And then it would be Brazilian teams. I don't think there's going to be any Brazilian teams on this, is there? David Luiz, it could be a Brazilian connection if it's David Luiz, but I got a feeling the Di Maria and David Luiz connection is through Benfica. I think the third one was that who have gone from Benfica to Barcelona, but then have played. Oh, fucking hell! I think this has done me, guys. Sam. It's a toughie, real toughie. Go on then, Sam. Give me the answer, mate. I feel like I'm not. I feel like I'm like right by it. I think I'm right on top of it, but just can't think. Really can't think. It was Neymar. Fucking hell. Yeah. I'm gonna Neymar Luiz for Brazil. Yeah. Angel Di Maria at PSG. Fucking hell, yeah. Iniesta. And then it would have been Santos, wouldn't it? Because I know Ronaldo went back to. I think Santos were one of the teams that Ronaldo went back to. Fucking hell. Good question, Sam. Well done, mate. My 100% record is in tatters for tonight. It's not going to happen. Oh, well. That was a good one. That was a really, really good one. I think I got quite lucky with the Joe Cole one, because it wasn't a guess as much as it was it was more of a what's the word? It was more of a because the Chelsea to Villa connection was there. But anyway, no worries. That was a good question. That really was. And it was quite an obvious answer as well. So don't know where my head was on that one. So well done, Sam. Got me on that one, mate. So it's Matthew. I wait in anticipation for this one, because Matthew tends to stump me more often than not. So so Dan Short is asking, Taff, should Giovanni Lo Celso have been sent off? Yes, everyone's admitted that he should have. Poor challenge. Alex Matthews, read my last comment. I'm in rage. Right, okay then, let's go back and see what this is all about. Rage about what? Hope you all get dealt with, hooligans. Well, your English is pretty bad, isn't it? Maybe that's down to the rage. But no, I don't know. You're just chatting shit, coming in and chatting shit like, Elliot H. Bournemouth got robbed 2 Taff. I'll have to see that again, mate. I'll have to see that again. I haven't seen the highlights on that one, so I'll have a look and make my own mind up on that one. But there's a lot of teams getting robbed at the moment. So waiting, in anticipation on Matthew. The thing is, if I don't get them all correct, I personally will be happy to just get Matthews right, because I don't often get Matthews right. So Sam G, I need to come see another county game soon. You absolutely do, mate. Yes, 100%. So who's Sturridge? That's a new name on me. So which footballer have been managed by Gordon Strachan, David O'Leary, Martin Yole, Neil Lennon and Avram Grant, who've been managed. Oh, there's a new twist on this one. So, managed by Gordon Strachan. So that could have been Southampton or Coventry, maybe. David O'Leary would have been Leeds. Probably only really Leeds on that one. Martin Yole would have been Tottenham. Neil Lennon would have been Celtic. And Avram Grant would have been Chelsea, Pompey or West Ham. So Gordon, Strachan. I'll tell you what, I think I know who this is. I do know who this is. At least I think it is. Is it Robbie Keane? Robbie Keane, so Gordon Strachan at Coventry, David O'Leary at Leeds, Martin Yole at Tottenham, Neil Lennon at Celtic. Avram Grant is the only one, but I'm sure that could well be it. Yole was also Fulham manager, good shape, yep. Go on, Matthews, it Robbie Keane. Come on. Don't leave me in suspense. Have I got it right? This will make my night if I've got this right. Then come on. Is it Robbie Keane? Well done, Taff, Stratton, Coventry, Avram Grant, West Ham. There we go. Get in there. If Keane is right, and you've got mine and Matthews, yeah, I can take that. I can definitely take that. And Sam, I've got a new enemy in Sam now, though. Why does Stuart McCall get so mad, Taff? There's someone saying about where's your chip van gone now. Stuart McCall grew up in Leeds and was a Leeds fan, but because of his association with Bradford, one of Leeds' biggest rivals, Leeds fans did something to some kind of chip van or something. I don't know. But apparently it enraged him when the guy was showing the Leeds fan flag and getting everyone to sing "Where's your chip van gone?" Right then, so good job, Taff, beat both of us today. Yeah, I think it's the first time I've ever got both of your questions right. The first time I've ever got them both right. So I'm particularly pleased with that. Yeah, happy days. Who's next anyway? Bradford, Leeds rivals. Well, they're outright by each other, aren't they? I think they've always been rivals, Bradford and Leeds. Taff, I think I have a chant for County. Definitely want to hear it, mate. Definitely. Right then, so who was next on the questions? It was what is my life? I think that was the one, wasn't it? What is my life? Well, I'm waiting for this one. I got a funny feeling this is going to be some. I think this is going to be some bullshit now. Alex Matthews, read my comment. I'm not happy. You're not happy? Oh no. Whatever could it be, mate? Where is your comment? Watch the game, stop mouthing off. What are you on about, mate? Honestly. Talk about shit posting. What is my life? 7 former Premier League managers are managing international teams. Who are they and which team? 7 former Premier League managers are managing international teams. So, Roberto Martinez is the Belgian manager at the moment. I think he still is, at least anyway. I guess you've got to say Ryan Giggs, Welsh manager, because he was interim manager at Man United. So that's got to be 2. What is he going to do me? I just can't think at the moment. I put everything into getting Labs and Matthew's questions. So I think Koeman is Netherlands. Is Koeman the Holland manager at the moment? Is Koeman the Holland manager? So that would be 3. I think Koeman's on the manager anyway, isn't he? Ronald Koeman. I think he is. Scolari's got to be a manager of someone at the moment. So he's always an international manager. Villas-Boas maybe. Just can't think who they're managers of. So Richard Pearce, the chip van thing is Leeds fans set a chip van on fire at Odsal a year after the Valley Parade fire. Ah, okay. I just can't think. Go on then, put us out of our misery. I think looking at this, some people would have got some of it right. Paul Dixon saying the guy who manages Scotland can't remember. Is it Alex McLeish who's currently Scotland manager? Is it? You know, they keep swapping managers all the time, don't they? And just going back to old managers all the time. I think McLeish is. I think he may be the manager at the moment. McLeish. Chris Hussey says Snot Green. Yes. Response team. Response team is Snot Green. So Mancini Italy says Labs. That's a shape, mind you. Grant is Avram Grant managing someone. So someone's managing Philippines or Indonesia, aren't they? Oh, I can't think. Can't think who'd be the manager of them. So Roy Hodgson, England. Oh no, current managers. Gareth Southgate, unfortunately, has never managed to. Yeah, so that's where Labs has said current managers. Yeah. So Gareth Southgate, I don't think he's actually ever managed a club team before, does he? In the Premier League, I don't think he have. Mick McCarthy, Ireland. Oh, there we go. Yeah, maybe Jock Sloth, says Chris Hussey. I had a feeling these were coming. Been waiting for the Weedy gang to come in and actually start going on about Jock Sloth. Now, a Jock Sloth is basically saying that a jock is a Scottish person and a sloth is a sweaty, horrible, lazy piece of shit. And that's what I was calling Super McCall, a Scottish, sweaty, horrible, lazy piece of shit. So Mick McCarthy. So yeah, Middlesbrough. But was that Premier League Middlesbrough? Was it Premier League Middlesbrough, Rich? Was it? Right then. So Chris Hussey is part of it. He's part of the Weedy gang. Right. Okay, mate. Anyway, what is my life? We want the answers, please, mate. I think I've got a couple. I've obviously got a couple of them. Ops on Snot Green. Response team. So Richard Pearce says yes, he was responsible for their demise. So yeah, it was. Right, there we go. Steve Clark, Scotland. Steve Clark, that's a Scotland. Fucking yes. He was West Brom manager, wasn't he? Southgate, England. Mick McCarthy, Ireland. Giggs, Wales. I thought I had that one right. Coleman, Netherlands. I got that right. Happy days. Mancini. Mancini, Italy, and Martinez, Belgium. There we go. Good question. What is my life? I enjoyed that one. No, I like them when there's a few answers you got to get. So well done, mate. Well done. I believe we have one more coming now. I believe it was Exiles TV, I think. Exiles TV, before we wrap this stream up. So go for it, Exiles TV. Let's have your question. Clark, yeah. Young Booth, the song about the stewards all dressed in snot green. Yep, that was good. I enjoyed that. Which academy team did Lionel Messi play for? I believe it was it Newell's Old Boys? So we're talking about the Argentinian academy team that he came from. Because I know he came through the Barcelona development squad into the first team. But so was it Newell's Old Boys? Yes. Yeah, there you go. 3 out of 5. I'll take that. 3 out of 5. I thought it was Newell's because there was talk of of him potentially going back there to finish his career. So yeah, happy days. I like that. No, that was a good stream, guys. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for taking part as well as you always do. And again, thank you all for, again, over 3,000 subscribers. Couldn't have done it without you guys and your support. I wouldn't have kept the channel going for as long without the likes of you. So ops on fingers that are sausages. I mean, I bet I'll just show you some, and then you have the ops yourself. What do you reckon of them? You make it into a nice fist like that, and that'll taste nice as well. Ram it down your fucking throat, bro. Now, so there we go. Great stream. Enjoyed it, guys. Always enjoy, the usuals that come on here. Any newbies, thanks for joining us. Hopefully you'll come back another time. And I'm hoping next time I'm going to have somebody else to join me, because it does get quite lonely doing this by myself, to be honest. It's always good to have somebody else to take the reins a little. And anyway, drummer style fingers, says Labs. Happy days. Paul Dixon up the county. Have a good week, Chris. You too, Paul. Thank you, mate. Taff, read my chat. Yep, I will do, mate. No problem. Riddled with chlamydia. Who's that? Me? No, I don't get nothing like that. Come on, you got to be a bit of a shagger to do that. I don't put myself about. I'm a married man. All right then. So yeah. I hope you all have a good week. Thanks again. And until next time, cheerio for now. And as always, up the county. No one here. All right, your chat. What we got? Sorry, mate. Where are we? Let's go back. Matthew. Where is it, mate? I can't see it. Can't see your chat on here. Oh, Taff, I think I have a chat. Is it the chant? Send me the chant. Send me the chant on Twitter. Yeah? Happy days. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you again next week. And I'll try and pop a Taff live out. Matthew, can't do that one. I know it's petty, but I agree it's petty. But yeah, when you say he's black, no, that won't go down well at all, mate. It really won't, unfortunately. I like the fact that you're thinking of things like that and keep doing it, keep going for it. But we mentioned that word and people are going to just lose their shit, unfortunately. So it's got to be a no for now. But I appreciate you at least trying for us, so well done. Seen your fingers being served with chips and peas. Oh, that's so funny, isn't it? Fucking hell. Get some bants, not shants. Right then. Now, we're going to call it time on that one then, guys. Thanks all. Matthew, your program, that's the one. Program will be in the post shortly, mate, okay? Thank you all, and cheerio for now, and as always, up the county.